Okay, so we continue with Baldur's Gate 3. I have just recruited Lizelle, and I now have my tank with her fiery weapon. I will be replacing her as tank once I get the character that I want, but she will do for now. We heard some sounds up front of us, but I think I'm going to go back and take care of the ruins. I kind of skipped those on my first playthrough until much later, and it was pointed out to me that, yeah, it's not that hard. And I went back and I actually did it carefully, and if you do it carefully, it's not that hard. So, especially if I've got a tank with a flaming great sword. Good lord. I don't think we're meant to actually be able to get that weapon. Whatever. Got it fair and square. I commanded him to drop it, and I snagged it off the ground, so it's mine. So, I don't remember whether we've knocked on the door yet or not, so I will just take my high charisma person up there, and we'll take care of this.
Here we go.
Ah.
Everything all right out there?
So let's see, I can deceive him that he got a trap, or I could do performance. Performance, I thought was bard only. But we're going to do some deception here. Only a DC 10 check. I guess I didn't trigger guidance properly.
Oh, I told him it wasn't safe out there. Get inside and I'll rustle up some bandages.
So just to review, our party is 2 rogues, a tank, and a healer.
Enough waiting. I crave blood.
Going to try to remember to quick save a lot. Okay, so he is surprised. And let's see. Well, Lizelle is late on the initiative order. So us 3 first. What I'm going to do is I'm going to end up using a lot of melee attacks on this guy.
Blood comes easy these days.
But here I'm going to start with sneak attack, which misses. I'm going to step in and do an offhand attack. And so now Asterion can do a main hand attack with sneak attack. So, yeah, he rolled a 1.
My faith will protect
So I should have started out with Shadowheart blessing everybody. And she only has level 1, so she can't upcast it. It'll only be 3 of the 4. So Lizelle and Asterion and Tav are going to get blessed. That's it for her. Asterion could flourish. Puts him off balance. Well, he's surprised anyway, so that wasn't actually important to do.
Let's go.
And now our tank can step in, and cleave is new. I need to move it into place. And I think I'm going to do a pommel strike first, which dazes him, and then a normal attack. There we go.
Action, not reaction.
So something I need to learn is that a lot of these abilities don't recharge until a short rest. So until I short rest, we're not going to be able to use those again.
Quickly then.
Okay, looting time.
All right. What
Check
now?
for traps.
No more prayers. Only dust and silence.
Who are those prayers for? Normally the patron god is obvious. Not here.
Oops. I'm going to try to loot everything. Because I may need to rely on getting a vendor recycled a few times to get a hand crossbow, and I might have to buy +1 hand crossbows just to get hand crossbows at all. So, loot the world. Too bad I can't just tip the entire plate, the entire table into my bag. Even this little junk, that's still, you know, it's a gold piece. And when you're spending 50, 60 gold at a time, every little bit helps. Okay, the supply pack is great. It's enough food for us to camp on its own. Okay, so table's clear.
Need to find a way forward. What's in here?
And he had a key. So we sort, weight, value, and type in that order. Supply pack goes in my pack. I'm going to put a whole bunch of things in the camp that I don't need for the moment. Why do I have an intellect? Oh, that's for elixir of psychic resistance. Cool. Anything I need to carry with me? I don't know if I have to keep the Harper's stuff with me for that particular quest bit to work. So, Harper's notebook and map we keep. And all the rest of the stuff. If I meet somebody that could wear a brimmed hat, I'll get that back out of the camp. And let's put our extra pouches and backpacks in camp as well.
My faith protects me.
Assume nothing.
Never a dull moment.
Okay,
Very well.
we're all set. I'm going, even though I'm not hurt, I'm going to do a short rest to get my skills back. I'm seeing conflicting information on rests. In game, we have time pressure because of the things in our heads, but I keep seeing people say, oh, you need to rest to progress your relationships with your companions. And those are kind of
Can't afford to
conflicting.
stay idle.
And in these games,
Will be done.
the interpersonal relationships and the morale
Is that
are
blood?
important. So I am betting that if we were to rest a whole bunch of times, the only downside would be the hit to our food storage.
Feel that one later.
So now we have all of our... So she is down one level 1 spell slot. And it'll take a long rest to get it back. So I'm going to go into this next combat without it.
Eager for battle.
I think with this party, I will
Touch me.
Into the
put you two in stealth.
Ends well that ends. Not as bad as it could have.
And oh, well, let's lead with the tank. So I don't see any way to set the formation of my party. They just kind of trail along automatically. Why is she stealthy? I want Tav to be stealthy. And Lizelle needs to be in the front. And Shadowheart kind of in the middle.
Indolence breeds
So
madness.
before we start,
Let's get on with it.
I'm going to use Bless on everybody but the cleric. So you, and you.
Flackets
Okay,
will be
now
done.
Lizelle can open the door and head in.
How'd you get past Andor? Back off!
Okay, so first thing is Lizelle is going to move up
True.
to threaten,
Maybe I should stay crouched forever.
and I want to land a sneak attack on her,
Time's some bloody work.
and Asterion with the same thing.
Make it hurt.
So now I want these guys to duck out of the way and stealth
Just
up.
like old times.
I suppose I could cutting action hide first,
Skulk about.
I'm ready.
and Shadowheart can step up, and if she uses a guiding bolt, she's going to be no good for any subsequent melee. So I'm going to use Sacred Flame. But that's got a 40%. What if I use... That's 50%. And she's only got 1 hit point left, so let's just shoot her with an arrow. Okay. So the bless was completely wasted on this combat, so we only had one person to fight. And Lizelle is a little hurt, but she has health potions, so we're gonna do that.
Don't mind me.
Time to pack it in for the day, I think.
So I'm getting hints from my characters that,
Light on my feet.
like she just said, time to pack it in for the day. So
Might be.
I'm not sure if there's any actual mechanic in game for tracking how tired the characters are. But we haven't taken a long rest since we landed, so maybe it is the end of the day. So I'm going to loot things up. I'm going to open the door into that other room over there. And we're going to take a long rest out here. What do we have here? We have a rustic chest. Let's see, stool, bed, stacks of books. So you notice that we could climb over the box, but I don't have any easy way of saying walk on top of the box. Since if I put my mouse cursor there, it's open crate. I hate it when games have this mindset that they need to use the same button for many, many things. Give me a way to say move, rather than having a contextual button that turns into open the crate when I want to say stand on crate. Now I know I can use jump, but it won't let me jump there. Now I know that I could stand on top of it because it just put me over it. Okay? So yeah, grumble, grumble, grumble. This is actually worst in games that were ported from consoles, where you have so few buttons, and everything has to be overloaded. So there's button press, and there's button hold, and there's hold this button and that button. I've got a keyboard. Okay, now it's 10 keyless, so it's not 103 keys, but still, come on, guys, give me a move key. Let's head out here, and actually, I'm going to go back out into the main room. Asterion is still
Minds their business. I'll be fine.
there.
Still breathing, despite everything. How much further can I go?
Okay. I'm hoping that that's how much farther can I go, and I'm getting tired. I hope that's not just normal chatter from the characters, or I'm going to be doing a lot of resting. So let's get ourselves a long rest. So this is the campsite we get when we're inside here. And I really want to talk to everybody. Let's start with Shadowheart.
You strike me as the reliable sort. But are you sure this is a good idea? There are lit fuses in our heads. Sooner or later, they're going to blow. Each hour that passes, the thing inside us grows. We need to find a healer. Let's wake up at first light.
So she thinks that we shouldn't be resting. We should be making a beeline for Nettie. It was with the healer that was mentioned earlier.
Maybe we'll get lucky. We're overdue some good fortune. Rest well. We'll need our strength.
Okay.
Wish I had a bag of holding.
Never turn down free herbs.
Shadowheart seems jumpy. Must not relish the thought of sprouting tentacles. Understandable. Can't say I'm a fan either. It's just hard to join in when all of this feels so new. The night normally means bustling streets, bursting taverns. Curling up in the dirt and resting is, a little novel. I'll be awake a while yet. Today has been a lot. I need some time to think things through. To process this. You sleep. I'll keep watch. The pleasure is all mine. Sweet dreams.
Not that I trust Asterion. And the wizard that we kicked out of the party so we could have a tank.
Go to hell. Ha! You're a good sport. Go to hell. An everyday expression. So trivial it's almost meaningless. But we've seen hell. It's real. It isn't trivial. Devils, dragons, mind flayers. They used to be abstracts. Pictures on a piece of paper. What a difference a day makes. Now we have tadpoles slithering through our heads like carnivorous feti. That's not abstract.
I wish they had her turn her face up a little bit rather than rolling her eyes all the way back in her head like that.
That's the spirit.
Yeah.
Let's be up with the lark. Find a healer before the wee one gets hungry.
There's going to be some uncanny valley in this thing.
A monster forms inside us, yet you waste time with idle chatter.
Okay, so she doesn't want to talk until we've progressed that quest. Fine. Now, I don't know if stuff I grab in camp or don't grab, stuff that you drop here, does it stay with the camp? Does it appear in the next camp that we grab? If I pick it up here, does it not appear in the next camp when it would have?
I'll give it a shot.
I do know that the traveler's chest specifically carries over. Oh, come on. Thank you. So we have all this stuff in the traveler's chest. I'll grab it all, and I'm going to really quick sort through inventory. So, weight, value, type. A lot of this stuff is going to be put back in the camp chest. So I will start marking it. These consumables that I will never remember to use all go in the chest. We have a whole bunch of weapons here. We've already dug through them and pulled out what we want. They go to the chest. Torches I'm going to dispatch around. Oh, old floppy hat. How does that look on me? Somehow I have turned off show hat. What do I have to do to be able to see the hat once I had it to hide during dialogues? Show helmet. There we go. I'm not sure what I have to do to be able to see the hat. But just in case the hat's good, I will carry it with me until I can see it. Armor. Probably most all of this is going to go in. I can do shift click and do I find anything else I want to keep on me? I'm probably not going to head out to that cache really soon. And I can always jump back into the camp if I decide I want to grab stuff. Let's keep the rope. Okay, so this is what I've got left. Who has light? I'm going to spread the torches around a little bit. Now, in order to actually have light coming from these characters, you have to put the torch in place, I think. But at least everybody's got a torch. So we've set that up, and we don't have any level ups, and I've talked to everybody, and I've got my inventory all worked out, so time to advance this. Apparently there is a achievement for doing a rest where you only used alcohol. So I'm going to try, actually let's put the alcohol in the camp. Open. So let's see, all the alcohol items are going to go in the camp area. Let's see, that looks like booze. And That's booze. So once we get enough of this that we can do an entire camp using just alcohol, we'll do that and get an achievement for it. Oh, almost forgot. Let's double check that our
What's next?
reactions are asked.
Blackets will be
Yeah.
done.
And now we can go to bed. Auto select will either grab a supply pack or will make up 40 units from the rest of this. Oh, and it does grab from the chest. That's unfortunate. I mean, it's fortunate because I could leave all of my camp supplies in the chest and it would work. It's unfortunate in that I will have to watch out and make sure it doesn't start using up my booze until I'm ready to use all the booze at once. Okay, so because when I rest in camp, it takes from the camp chest. This means that I can take my supply pack and I can take all the supplies here, and this all can go in the camp chest. There's no reason for me to carry it with me. Similarly, alchemy pouch, this is already 1.3 pounds. I think this might get heavy, so we're going to take all of this stuff and we're going to send this to the camp as well. So that brings us down to as little as possible. Gold has weight. 202 gold is 0.4 pounds, so it's 1 pound per 500 gold. Yeah, I can deal with that. Anybody complaining about the weight of gold in this game is either rich or real weak. And keychain, this total weight is 0.24 pounds. I may start putting keys in the camp chest at some point. So does anybody want to talk in the morning? I don't see any indication that people want to talk, so we're going to quick save and resume this little archaeology expedition. So we're here in the refectory. We have cleared the next room. And
Assume nothing.
we want to continue exploring.
One true way.
So before I get in there, I want to
Shouldn't have wished to live in more interesting times.
get my rogues to hide.
Eager for battle.
And let's make sure my mage is... Well, let's get the party order right, too. There.
No time for Danny.
Did I loot her? I think I looted Mari. Yep. Did I loot back here? I don't think so.
Quiet now.
Yeah, I did. Okay.
Breathe deep and move.
Okay, Lizelle, you're going to head up to the door. And I think what I'm going to do is unlink the party and have my rogues
Venturing.
hidden flanking the door so they can step out and do stuff. And Shadowheart's going to stick back here, kind of out of the way. And now Lizelle can
Assume nothing.
open the door. I hear voices on the other side. Let's do this.
Clear off! We got here first.
Okay, so I am going to step out. Sneak attack. Ah! I apparently lost my sneak attack. Yeah, okay. Well, I'm going to shoot the bow. And then I'm going to step back and hide.
Everyone else minds their business. I'll be fine.
Asterion can't step out and see things very well. So we're going to take Lizelle.
Waits.
She has hamstring going. So she is going to step forward. Let's see. He's got 15. He's got 16. His seed's got 20. So this guy is going to be the hard one. Critical miss. I'm going to save the special stuff until I get there, but I will use Second Wind to heal up those 7 points. Okay, got 6 of them. That was efficient. Her turn is done.
Can't stay idle.
Asterion hasn't joined combat yet. He is still stealthed. So I'm going to step out. He's now joined battle, but his initiative isn't yet.
Time to push my luck again.
So Tav is currently hiding and has nothing she can really do but move. Okay, so Asterion is not hiding. He is in full view, so let's see here. Miss. That kind of sucks.
Got to focus.
Shadowheart needs to get in line of sight so she can bless. We are blessing Lizelle. And we are blessing Asterion. And we are blessing Tav. And I'm going to toss a healing word. No, nobody is really that wounded. The other thing I'm going to do is duck back out of the way, because I'm now concentrating on bless.
That's macabre.
And if he were in melee range, he could flourish, but he's not, so I'm going to step back, and I'm going to hide. And the fourth one comes in. Yeah, I did not plan this route very well. I just kind of charged in. I really should have stealthed up everybody and taken a look. Well, if necessary, I can always, reload it if we all die. So I think if I go right up to the edge of this vision, I won't be seen, but I might have a shot. Now, it's also possible that if I select sneak attack, I can adjust my aim. It seems I'm moving my aiming point around, it moves me around. So to find a thing I can shoot at that has nice high percentage and has me just out of the red. There we go.
Blood follows me everywhere.
Okay, and now we duck out of the way and hide.
A little whisper. I am fury. I am death.
So this is the big guy, but he's already halfway down. Nice. So she's got big flaming sword. I'm just going to attack with it straight up. That'll do. And now I want to go after somebody. We've got Torga down there, and we've got Barton. I'm going to head for Torga.
Taking position.
And I think I'm going to pommel strike. Daze him for next time. Asterion is not hidden. So I want to cunning action hide.
Know what bit them.
Sneak attack range available next turn. What? Okay, I'm a little confused. But let's see if I can get I'll get a normal arrow shot.
You're mine.
I probably won't have advantage on this. But I did 7 hit points anyway.
Concentrate.
Okay, so Shadowheart. Lizelle is a bit hurt, but not too much. And Shadowheart does have a range attack she can use. Yeah, it's not a high percentage attack. Not enough movement to get down there. Well, even not a high percentage attack is still pretty nice. Path is interrupted. Well, let's move down in.
Have to keep going.
Have to remember that she also has this fire thing she can do. But I am just out of line of sight of everybody. Oh, except her. Critical miss. Well, that was good. I hate it when I see that big red critical come up and I'm thinking critical hit. So Kefri missed Asterion. And Kefri is still deciding. Kefri took a long time to decide what to do. Okay, well that's nasty. I do want to avoid the fire. I can step in, shoot, and step out. And, oh, I do get a sneak attack. I didn't think I was going to get sneak attack on that one. Let's get out of the way in case somebody wants to fade back. And I'm going to go ahead and hide. Oh, that failed.
I will ascend.
I'm going to do a lacerate on this. And then we're going to get in threat range of Kefri.
Let's have some courage.
And that means I will now be able to use sneak attack because that's threatened. And get out of the fire, thank you.
Can't give up.
And we're all getting a little bit hurt. But if we could end this, I can do a short rest or even a long rest. Because we are likely to have more combat in this
Keep going.
place. Yeah, everybody's kind of burning. We need to finish this.
Can't risk being in open view.
Okay, so we're finished. We took a lot of damage, so I will be doing a long rest again. That is kind of cheesy. Typically in D&D, I prefer campaigns where we do several encounters per long rest. But I stepped into this particular situation without thinking. We just kind of rushed in, And it kind of makes sense that we got our asses handed to us.
Please.
Not sure why I'm still stealthed. So, loot the room. We already read the Unclaimed up above. Bring everybody back together. Shadowheart can give me some guidance. Because I'm going to wander around and pick things up and loot them.
Let's move. Swift as my feet can carry me.
Okay, so we have a thingy over there. Let's pull it. It did something.
I'll take that.
So these guys have all been looted. So if I just short rest,
All right. Time to see what new horrors waiting
what have we
for
got?
us.
We are mostly healed.
Oh, enough waiting. I crave blood.
We're down one spell slot. I want to be really fresh going into
This way.
the ending of the dungeon. There's got to be something big at the end of this place. So I am still going to do a long rest. Okay, so it checks the amount of stuff you're carrying with you when you do the long rest. We're going to go to camp. And now if I select long rest, so you have to actually have enough supplies on you, even though it will take stuff out of the camp chest. So let's see here. I'm looking for one of those supply packs. There it is. Pick up. Does anybody want to talk before we go to bed? It's been a short day.
I have a lot on my mind. And well, in it.
I think we just end the day here. Apparently, Asterion wanted to talk.
Indulging in be that as it
Oh, there's end of the day and then there's the actual sleep. So at the end of the day, they want to talk.
Spot on. Day 1. Day 2, hallucinations and graying skin. Day 3, hair loss and blood leaking from all orifices. Need to go on? My point is this. Our orifices remain blissfully unblooded, our heads remain clear, and our blood temperature normal. Any expert will agree this is abnormal.
See, there she looked up instead of rolling her eyes back. That's good. I'm wondering if just different people she talks to that are keyed for different heights.
That, alas, is where my knowledge fails me. A rogue might call it luck, a priest might call it fate. As for myself, I'm a pragmatic. I see the silence before the storm. Something to sleep on. We should get some rest.
Sweet dreams. Nobody else is bugging me before we rest, so let's get our hit points and spell slots back. Now it shows me everything, and I'm going to select one camp supplies. Asterian's creeping around. creeping out of camp. So
Can't slow down.
I am thinking that nobody hears what they seem. Ah, there's my hat. So I put that on to see if I could get it to show. Now it's showing, and it looks suitably roguish. And this is the other room that I hadn't looked at yet for this camp. Don't know what would go in here. So, how are we doing? We are about a little over halfway through level 2. Let's head onward. Back in party marching order with the tank and the cleric up front.
Indolence breeds madness.
And we are headed for that door.
Proceeding. A crypt.
A crypt.
What riches might it contain?
Well, goodness, it's time for our rogue to start looking around, and I'm going to
I wonder what the next move is.
hit her with guidance as she checks for traps.
Can't give up now.
Okay, so torch.
They're watching me.
We've got a couple of chests here.
Lae'zel has a dangerous look in her eyes.
If you click on
Let's
somebody, you
just
get
hope
this.
She reserves those impulses for any common foes.
So, given my alignment is stupid good, I'm not going to press her about that artifact until she is a little more, shows willingness to open up about it.
No traps, please.
Hey, that traps, please. That's why you are running around with guidance on, lady. So, do I have any way of releasing traps? I've got thieves' tools, but I think there is a trap kit that you need to deal with traps. So we're gonna move.
Best avoid that trap.
No trap disarm kit, so we're gonna have to come back with trap disarm kits. But let's look around.
Be wary. This place is trapped.
Trap, and there's a button. I'm gonna press the button just because I can. And we'll return to this room when I have trap disarm kits. Now, I'm not exactly sure what that button does. I'm not sure whether it disarms some traps in that room or not, or whether it opens a door or unlocks something. But I can hit the button, and I'm going to do it. So that's who I am. I push buttons. So it didn't unlock these doors, but I can lockpick them.
Tool will do the trick.
I need to pick up guidance again. So this gives me +1 from the tools, +3 from dexterity, +2 from proficiency, +2 from expertise. So anywhere from 8 to 11 bonus on a DC 10. Pretty much a guaranteed open. That's right. A rogue at level 2 or 3 should be able to hit DC 5 and DC 10 locks without, usually without any problem.
Indolence breeds madness. Without delay, these scribes were armed. For all the good it did them.
I wonder what was so subversive about their words that they commanded protection.
Well, I should have my rogue
Let's get going.
dealing with these guys.
My way. Open up. That's Gerbil, scribe of the dead. I didn't think anyone still worshipped him.
Scribe of the Dead. Well, appropriate, given this is apparently some sort of a library area. We've got entombed scribes. We've got the Scribe of the Dead. I'm assuming this is a library. Heavy key. And there's a button over there. So how do I want to do this? Things might happen. So let's start off with everybody in stealth. Let's unhook everybody. If things go bad, where do I want people? Well, I'm going to want my rogues up here. So they can...
Time to kill. Gently.
Looks like they can see out that opening at stuff.
Staying out of sight.
I put Lizelle down here. How do you hide with a flaming greatsword? I don't know.
There is work to do.
Shadowheart. Probably should have blessed everybody before we start.
Off I go.
Let's do that. So she is not in stealth. She's going to bless everybody else.
Let's try this way.
And bless is running, so we come back here.
That might be worth a look.
And I'm going to push the button. I figured something like this is going to happen.
Hells. Something
Okay,
just woke
so
up
nobody's
down
on the initiative order but her. It's her turn, which means I can now
Let them
reach
come.
out to Tav
The darkness can be
and
to our advantage.
sneak attack. Executes the attack and adds me to the initiative order.
If this isn't a
And Asterion is going to sneak attack on him. Apparently I have disadvantage because of range. There we go. Okay, so everybody's on the order now.
Time to strike.
Now Lizelle needs to get him. I don't have a charge with this weapon, but I can move. And I can use action surge to get an extra move. And what I want to do is pommel strike him first. Nope, I do not want to pommel strike him first. I want to move, do a move dash action to get into range. And pommel strike is a bonus action. He's immune to daze. We're going to use lacerate. He's also immune to bleeding. Well, she's within range of him, and now everybody, stealth or not, will be able to get attacks on him. So she needs to move somewhere she can get an arrow into him. Now, he is still outside of range, so it's going to move up. I'm wondering, I could use ranged attack for 2 to 9. I've got a firebolt, or I've got sacred flame. I don't know what his dex is. Let's see if I get a good dex save out of him. Only did 1 point. Well, that was useless. Should have used guiding bolt. Asterion has no attacks left. I'm just going to step out of the way and stealth up.
The shadows.
Now, they do keep track of where they last knew where you were, so I'm going to move away from that position. Just a bit.
But to keep going.
So I already used my action this round, and I'm not close enough to do an offhand. So pretty much all I can do is make sure I'm stealthed up. So let's see here. Cunning action hide.
Careful footwork.
And I'm going to move up
Light on my feet.
next to Asterion here. Now they move. So that was a somewhat smarter start. I could have wished to roll better, but we'll see how it comes out. Shadowheart is silence, which means Bless went away. Well, that makes sense. Silence in the library, anybody? But he's spending a long time considering his next thing. So I could take another crossbow shot. This one is concentrating on silence. I'm going to take a crossbow shot at the one concentrating on silence. A little bit of a down that I have. Well, let's see. If I move out here, I'm no longer silenced. I'm going to shoot him anyway. And again, I'm going to save guiding bolt for whoever's the big bad. So apparently I can't shoot through that railing. So instead I'm going to move out here and shoot him. Range sneak attack, 94%.
Let's do it.
Good hit. And let's get out of the way so somebody else can get in here and do something. And hide.
Let's have a little fun.
Nothing will stand in my way.
And now Tav.
The gods are watching me.
Sneak attack on the warrior with 6 hit points
For
left.
chase.
He actually was the toughest enemy to start with, and he's dead. Back up just a little bit and hide.
Any attention right now.
Asterion is done. Reduced movement, but I can go ahead and attack this scribe. I am loving that sword. It's doing great damage. Now, I want to get to him. So, Lizelle is getting a little wounded here. Let's hit her with a healing word as a bonus action.
Take two.
Now, my rogues,
I wonder if this is worth the cost.
I think I am still hidden. Let's see, can I get a... Yes. He's dead. That leaves us with just the one entombed scribe left who's over on the other side of the room. I'm going to run
Need to find
this
a
way.
forward.
I'm actually going to cunning action dash.
This feels good.
And Asterion. Yeah, we're not going to be able to get a shot on him, so Asterion is going to move and take a dash action. He's still hidden too, so he's now going to take a cunning action dash. And he's a long way from anybody, so I can just bring it in here.
Ready. Moving.
Now I'm running up. I'm thinking about healing Lizelle, but can I get a guiding bolt on this guy? Yes, I can. Miss. Yeah.
Breathing, despite everything.
Okay, so
I will ascend.
I think we're getting done. He's far enough back that I can't just... Yeah, okay, so I won't be able to get attacked from
My path.
Lizelle this time. Not too bad off. I think I'm going to hold off on the heals. It looks like silence is his favorite spell.
Onward.
Not enough movement for that. So I am going to take a dash action.
I won't give in.
Okay, so we are a long way from the action here, so we're going to run and run and run. Let's bring Asterion up first, since he's already stealthed. %, sneak attack. Concentration broken, that's good. He still has 3 hit points.
What should I do?
And she could shoot, but she doesn't have an action. Oh well.
Sometimes the only way out is through. With haste.
Spending her entire turn just to catch up.
I will ascend. On the move.
Okay, that worked.
Rising from the dead just to protect some dusty old baubles.
Let us fill our packs and depart. The dead need no trinkets, but we might make use of them.
So, loot the bodies. Let's start from over here somewhere.
The easy path.
Kind of work our way around the room. So, do I need to equip the torch? Yes, I do. turn on these lamps as I get to them.
Seems simple enough. What's hiding here?
So we already emptied the chest. So our next thing is the door that the button opened.
A lot of effort to hide one sarcophagus.
Any good loot in here? Oh. Speak with dead. Cool. So I don't know how I cast that. It didn't appear down below. Spellbook. There's Speak with Dead right there. So I can do this once per long rest. Give semblance of life to a humanoid corpse, allowing it to answer up to 5 questions. Skeletons, creatures killed with acid, fire, lightning, necrotic, or radiant damage no longer have a mouth and can't be made to talk. So I've got to watch the acid, fire, lightning, necrotic, radiant damage. Doesn't work on undead. Okay. And it's a ritual cast, which in this game just means doesn't consume a spell slot when used outside combat.
Here lies the guardian of tombs. Through knowledge comes atonement.
Okay, well, let's see. What's in here?
So he has spoken, and so thou standest before me, right as always. What a curious way to awaken. Now, I have a question for thee. What is the worth of a single mortal's life?
Well, let's see. The monks in this temple, it's all scribes. So knowledge, yeah. What heat are we talking about here?
An arbiter of certain matters. But that is not important now. Wilt thou answer my question? So, I ask again, what is the worth of a single mortal life?
So let's see, we've got everybody's equal, depends on needs. Life's only value is as currency. Each value is infinite and merit sacrificing anything for. Only my life depends on the mortal. Okay. Stupid Good says, Each life is of infinite value, merits sacrificing everything for.
And thus, balance is achieved. If all are at war, none can win. Very well. I am satisfied. We have met, and I know thy face. We will see each other again at the proper time and place. Farewell.
Cool. Got some experience. Didn't have to fight him. So let's take a look at our journal here. Have a lot of things we've finished up. A lot of quests we've picked up and not looked at. So our big tasks now are to follow up on Lazelle's thing about the crash and talk to Nettie. So Nettie's the one I want to go for next. Oh, we got to get out of here. Did I loot? I didn't loot everything. I didn't loot these guys. Can't leave gold in the dungeon. So there's this big hole here. I guess that's where we go next. There's a lever. Looks like a ladder coming down from the ceiling. Nowhere else to go. This looks like a pull this lever to get out of the dungeon thing. Okay, dagger root. Survival failed. I wonder what the survival check was for. What's that? A dirt mound.
It's packed too tight. I'll need a shovel.
Okay, so we need to come back here to the east of the chapel when we've got a shovel. They need to hit F5 more often.
Enough waiting. I crave blood.
So how are we doing? Do we need another rest already?
Whatever it takes.
Yeah, she's out of spells. If we had an encounter now, we'd be in trouble. Let's go take our long rest again. So here's our outdoor camp. Oh my.
Time to press ahead.
It's that guy from the dungeon.
We meet again, as predicted. I shall be here in thy camp for whenever thou hast need of my services. There are many answers to that question. None are important. Correct. No.
I like this guy.
A mending of the threads between life and death. Should thou or any of thy compatriots perish, I will cleave soul to body once more.
So resurrect if we don't have the scrolls.
A matter of coin.
200 coin per resurrect. That's... it's not actually outrageous.
Then I shall wait here patiently until it is acquired.
Okay, so if I don't have the gold, go get gold. So I can respec a character for 100 gold.
Maybe I'll need more pockets.
Okay, so quick check of characters. First off, is there anybody that wants to talk?
Anything of use?
So I'm wondering, if I drop something in camp, will it still be in camp the next time I come to camp? Well, let's try that out. I'm going to grab everything from the box. I'm going to pick something simple to leave out on the ground. Let's see, sort by, how about by weight, and then by value, and then by type. Let's leave a pair of leather boots out, like that. So what goes back in the well, we've got those. Put the pouch in. It'll be pretty much everything, actually. So let's start with everything. And then we're going to keep on ourselves. Not the backpacks. Health potions. Scrolls, thieves' tools. Also checking, oh, we need to keep one short sword because I'm currently wielding a torch. I think keep the rope, and the rest of this can go right back in the box. Why does Shadowheart have 5 supply packs? So my camp supply pack is now 30 pounds. I don't know, maybe it's a good idea to split that stuff up. Yeah, let's have Shadowheart carry that. Okay, all set. So we've left the leather boots out to see if they're still there the next time we camp. Well, let's talk to people, even though they're not really flagging me down.
Something the matter? There's no story. None that you're entitled to hear, anyway. Just forget you ever saw it. We haven't gone all that far yet. What are you referring to exactly? Must I? Thinking about it won't help. We know what to do, so let's do it. Find a way to rid ourselves of these things. I'm not too hopeful that a Gith crash will actually prove our salvation, but worth keeping in mind.
She actually hates the Gith, so her saying that is a pretty strong indication that that's an option.
I suppose we'd go our separate ways. Not a slight on your company, of course. Perhaps. Perhaps not. If we do survive, we'll have separate lives to return to. I need to get to Baldur's Gate. There's someone waiting for me there. Someone I have to reach. As soon as possible. Thank you. And you're right. It's a delicate matter. Not something for light conversation. I must admit, you've been a surprise. And not an unpleasant one. Kindred spirits are few and far between for me. Besides, you saved my life aboard the Nautiloid. How can I do anything but sing your praises?
I am enjoying the latest addition to our little group. Lae'zel is delightful. In a very look at me twice and I'll dismember you kind of way, of course. Oh, what's to tell? I'm a magistrate back in the city. It's all rather tedious.
Yeah, I don't trust Astarion. We will not be dual roguing it for long.
Tusky. I expect I am your first. Of course you haven't. They would have cut you from navel to neck. You are no less alien to me than I am to you. I know of your kind, but I do not often encounter them. That large, fleshy nose of yours looks like a mistake. Decadent, then. Lacking in economy. Like so much of this world and its undisciplined people. I understand much beyond your comprehension. More to the point, I know the cure for our condition. It is imperative we locate a creche. You do well to observe more and question less. Yes, in great detail. It starts with a fever and memory loss. Then you start to hallucinate. Your hair falls out, and you bleed from every orifice. Your bones will change form. Your jaw will split to allow room for 4 great tentacles. All skin will turn to gore, and be shed to reveal new flesh underneath. Then you have ceased to exist, and a mind flayer is born. Because I do not intend to let this happen. Not to me, and if you stick with me, not to you. We must find my kind and be rid of the parasite. It's as simple as that. The first symptoms should have long since started, though. That is what puzzles me.
Yeah, the wizard picked up on that early.
Yes, if you give it no further thought. But anomalies lead to surprises. Bad surprises. Besides, what hasn't happened may yet come to pass.
Yeah, long run, we will not be keeping her in the party. But that's a tale for the future. Hello, Mr. Gale.
Yankee joining our company. Not a collaboration I'd have anticipated, but a welcome one nonetheless. Let's see. I hail from Waterdeep, City of Splendors. I am a wizard of considerable acclaim and scholar of exceptional accomplishment. I have a cat, a library, and a weakness for a good glass of wine. And if the mood takes me, I'm known to try my hand at poetry.
So,
There.
when I summoned a cat for him, was I lucky and I summoned the thing he was going to talk about having? Or did he modify his text? Did he select the text based on the fact that I had summoned a cat? Interesting. Okay, so I think we are ready to end the day. And I think I'm ready to end this recording. So from here, I think our next step is to head on into the Druid Grove. Is there a way to... I guess I can't go to the other map from here, can I? Oh well. We're going to do a quick save and go to bed. And again, we are going to pick one of our supply packs.
You don't sleep well, flitting between dreams and nightmares. Maybe you wake up because you know something is wrong. Or maybe you just get lucky.
Shit. No, it's not what it looks like. I swear. I wasn't going to hurt you. I just needed, well, blood.
There, in the dim firelight, you see him for what he really is. A vampire, a slave to sanguine hunger.
So I am not sure what happens if we get rid of him early. This is a very long game, and I bet that most of the NPCs that we encounter have their tales to tell and their parts to play. So given my alignment, I am going to see if I can keep him as an ally.
I've never killed anyone. Well, not for food. I feed on animals, boars, deer, kobolds, whatever I can get.
I don't think he likes kobolds.
Not if I have to fight. It feels so weak. If I just had a little blood, I could think clearer, fight better. Please.
Yeah, I'm sure there's no downside to me. He's
courses
already
through
bit me.
you, and your companion's mind unfolds, secrets half revealed.
So, something I've learned about D&D over the years is when you do this sort of thing, you charm somebody or you cast a spell on them, make them friends, over the long run, they don't like you. And sometimes it's not worth it. I think in this case, it's not worth it. But he doesn't get to drink my blood.
No, of course. Silly of me to even ask. I'll go and find something on four legs to eat, I suppose. See you in the morning.
You watch him stalk away, slumped, sulking, and ready to kill.
So, first off, do I have any debuffs from last night? It doesn't look like...
Ever believe this?
Doesn't look like I have any debuffs or anything. And I don't see the puncture wounds, so we're good.
Morning. I hope last night's little unpleasantness hasn't left a bad taste in your...
Watch your words, Asterion.
Well, I hope there are no bad feelings.
So sometimes wearing a hat seems to change my hairdo. I think in this case I'm seeing different colors in the hair, so I have to watch putting on hats. Yeah, I think it changed the coloring of the hair.
Indeed it could. These are very helpful in a fight. Of course, I can't summon wolves or turn to mist like a true vampire. Being a spawn has its drawbacks.
So he's not a vampire, he's a vampire spawn, which means he still needs blood. Yeah, the whole...
No. I should be cinders in this light. I hadn't seen the sun for 200 years before we crashed here. Someone, or something, wants me alive. They've changed the rules. Standing in the sun, wading through a river, wandering into homes without an invitation. They're all perfectly mundane activities now. As for my other quirks, well, We can figure those out in time. That's my theory, but who knows? I'm just glad you're being sensible about these revelations. I was worried people might turn up with torches and pitchforks. Although there's still time.
A vampire among us? So be it. But should I wake with so much as a drop of blood on my neck, I will end him.
I'd just better not wake in the night to find fangs at my throat.
I'm not going to say I trust him, but...
She's not wrong. We're bound together, no matter what comes.
Fine. He stays till he's no longer of use. Besides, my flesh is not so easily tasted. Unless, of course, I have offered it.
There now. We're all friends again. Shall we go? There's a long day ahead of us.
Okay, and this is an hour and a half of recording, so I'm going to cut it here, and we're going to pick up with heading over. I was going to find that Nettie healer next. Yeah, pick up with that.